Hey guys, how's it going, and welcome back to Your Football Predictions, the series where you guys can get involved and predict your scores for the weekend's football. I did this all through the Premier League last season, I did it all through the World Cup, and you guys seem to like getting involved with me predicting the games for the football. And the Premier League returns this weekend. It's actually on Friday rather than Saturday, so a bit quicker with the predictions than normal, but I'm excited for it, and I'm sure you guys are as well. I did say before we get into it that I would shout out the winners of my last predictions video, which was the World Cup final, which seems like forever ago now. The winners were BC, Golden Foxer, Thomas Muller, MU Fan TV, Luco, Carl, Beach, and the Football Blues. They all got one correct score. They all guessed that England would lose 2-0 against Belgium. But if you want to be shouted out in next week's predictions video, then make sure to get your comments in down below for this weekend's Premier League games. But as always, I've picked 4 of them, and we can go through them now. So as I said, the Premier League actually starts on Friday night with Man U taking on Leicester at 8 o'clock, which means before that game, I will make a note of everyone's predictions down in the comments. So you've got around 48 hours to get your predictions in down below. But yeah, Man U versus Leicester. Last year, obviously, Man U came second, Leicester came 9th. And I think this is going to be a good game to start the Premier League. You don't really know what's going to happen. In ways of transfers, Man U obviously brought in Fred. They have lost a couple of players like Carrick, Blind. Leicester have made a few transfers of their own. Obviously, they lost Mahrez. That's probably the biggest one for them. They brought in Pereira. They also brought in Evans, who I think may not play this weekend, and Maddison from Norwich is a pretty decent buy for them as well. And also, with most of the Premier League games being affected by this, some teams have players who were at the World Cup still coming back late. So you're looking at players like Pogba, Lukaku, Lingard for Man U, and then Maguire, Vardy may not feature because of the extended holiday they've had following the World Cup. So we don't even know who might even be featuring in this game. For Man U, obviously, still got Sanchez, Rashford up front. But it's a bit of a who's who. I'd still think Man U should win this game because of their squad depth, and like I said, because they still have players like Sanchez. And you never know, players like Pogba, Lukaku have all returned, but maybe on the bench, maybe coming on off the bench. We just don't know at this moment in time. I want to see goals, and I think Leicester could even nick it. I know they are obviously regarded as the underdog in this game, but I'm going to go 3-2 Man U. I'm hoping for a lot of goals. First game of the season, kick it off with a bang. Next up on the Saturday morning, we have Newcastle taking on Spurs. I say morning, it's 12:30 kickoff. It's on Sky Sports if you want to watch the game. Obviously, my team, Newcastle, we came 10th last year. Spurs came 3rd last year. In terms of bringing in players, Newcastle have... I'm not going to go into it in this video. We're keeping this video happy. But in regards of transfers, we haven't really done as much as I'd hoped. We have brought in Rondon last minute, so we do have a striker now for the season who I hope will be a step up on Gale and Joselu. And then in terms of Spurs, they haven't signed anyone. Obviously, we know we already have a very good starting 11. They have a very decent squad, but they haven't actually bought a player. In terms of players missing out, Newcastle have Lejeune, who's actually injured, and then Spurs, players like Harry Kane, Dele Alli, Trippier, to name a few, may not feature in this game, again because of the extended break. Harry Kane's just had a baby, so he's not currently with the squad, he's with his partner. But in terms of Newcastle, it would be very helpful if these players didn't play. I think it's likely to see some of those players on the bench, but regardless, it's going to be a very tough game for Newcastle start of the season, taking on a very good Spurs side. Even with some of those players like Kane, Dele Alli not featuring, it's a help to Newcastle if they don't play, but they still have very good players to take their place. And because of everything going on with the background in Newcastle, things off the pitch haven't been great, and it normally reflects on the pitch. I'm hoping the Newcastle players put it to the back of their heads and just get out there and just do their best for the team on the day. If I'm being, I would take the draw. We have a very tough start of the Premier League with fixtures. I would take the draw. But realistically, I've wrote 1-0 Spurs down, and it actually pains me to say it because I hate not backing my own team, especially first game of the season. 1-1. I'll stick with what's on the bit of paper. It's 1-0 Spurs. But saying that, maybe it'll go against what I've said and we can do something at the weekend, but it's going to be a tough game. Moving on to the Sunday 1:30 kickoff, we have Liverpool taking on West Ham. Again, it's on Sky Sports if you want to watch it. Obviously, Liverpool came 4th last year, Champions League final, and then West Ham came 13th. So both teams have been very active in the transfer market. Liverpool obviously spent a lot of money on a new goalkeeper, Alisson. They also brought in Fabinho and Shaqiri from Stoke. West Ham have been equally as active, bringing in players like Anderson from Lazio and, of course, Jack Wilshere. In terms of players missing out, Liverpool, Henderson, I think Lovren might be back now. Not 100% sure, but again, he was in the World Cup final. He may miss out. In terms of West Ham, Lanzini, Carroll is obviously injured, as always. So it's at Liverpool. Again, it's just this World Cup thing and players come back late. Key players could be missing from any of the games in the Premier League, which could have an impact on what actually happens in the games. Salah, I expect to play for Liverpool. I'm going to back Liverpool 2-1. But it's first game. It's really hard to predict. You don't know what form anyone's on. Like I said, West Ham have made a lot of new signings, and if they click from the get-go, they can have a really good start to the season. But at this point, you just do not know yet. Liverpool had a fantastic season last year, and if they can hit the ground running again, they could do it again. But for first game, I honestly think it could be anyone's. And to finish off on the Sunday at 4 o'clock, again, it's on Sky Sports. I'm not sponsored by Sky Sports. I just seem to have picked all the games on Sky Sports this weekend. Arsenal versus Man City. Man City won the league last year. Arsenal came 6th, which was disappointing for them. They've got a new manager in, Emery, and they have signed a fair few new players, mainly sorting out the defence. They brought in Leno as a new goalkeeper, Lichtsteiner, and then Man City have brought in a few players as well. Like I said, Mahrez for 60 million. If it was at Man City, I would just go Man City. And did you see them in the Charity Shield? How good were Man City? But Arsenal have the home advantage. The fans are going to be buzzing with the new manager, the new players coming in. So I think they're definitely going to put up a big fight in this game. But if Man City can show the quality they showed all of last season and even in the Charity Shield last weekend, I think they should be picking up the points here. And if Man City do win this game, they have a very... Well, they play all of the promoted teams and then all of the promoted teams from last season. So their next 6 games are against 6 teams who really they should beat. So I'm going to go Man City. I'm going to go 2-1. It's Man City. You just can't back them. But like I said, first game of the season, Arsenal, they could get something from this game. So that is it, guys. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Those are my predictions up there, as always. So make sure to get your predictions down in the comments below. First game of the season, I really do think, regardless of the team, it's tough to predict what you think is going to happen. And like I said, because of players coming back from World Cup late and stuff, there's teams in there that may not be playing their strongest side, and it could easily go the other way. You just don't know. But that's how I do it, because it's that's the fun of it. But yeah, thank you all for watching. As always, drop a like if you're happy to see this series back, and make sure to subscribe for more prediction videos. And I'll be sure to shout out the winner of this weekend in next week's prediction video. Make sure you get all predictions in before the game kicks off on Friday at 8 o'clock. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll catch you later.